So welcome to another hot day. Actually, it's a hot week on my flower farm. We're in a heat warning this week. It's really hot temperatures and humid. We also are in special air quality warnings because we're experiencing smoke from the wildfires in northern Ontario, and it's coming down over our area. So yeah, I'm trying to get out here early to get as much work done before the heat comes. The sun is already poking through and I can feel that it's going to be another hot day today. But what I wanted to do this week was give you a little tour of the flower farm at this point in the season, so not quite middle of the summer. And I'm starting here in my sunflower patch. So every week I seed enough sunflowers to pretty much fill one 50-foot row here, which is usually a good amount for market and a few extra for the collective, though they're not a super popular flower for the collective because they're not really a wedding flower. But this year I'm planting for the summer. This is a new one from the ASCFG seed trial that I tried last year, Pro Cut Yellow Light, and it's a great summer sunflower. It's bright and cheery and has less of that fall look to it, which I associate sunflowers with fall. And then I'm also planting the two white varieties, and then the basic, there's always your traditional sunflower lover who likes the dark centered sunflowers. So right here is the latest sunflowers that are in the ground that got planted last week. I still have to plant this week's, but they're in trays by the barn. So it's just every week we get hopefully a new row planted. And then behind me is the final 3 rows of lisianthus. I have 7 over there and I have 3 here. These were seeded like March, I think maybe even the first week of April. I always try to extend my lisianthus season if possible. It's kind of hard to do, but I just seed for over a 3-month period, and then hopefully we have a little bit of stagger in the blooms. The funny thing is these last lisianthus, some of them are looking way better than the original earlier lisianthus because I think I didn't get enough water on my first lisianthus, and I think I stressed a few of the rows out. This area, just by accident, I have a hose that leaks and I forgot to turn my pump off one night, so it just leaked all night into this corner because it's kind of a slope here, and I think they loved it. They just got established earlier. They look happier. Some of them are like 2 or 3 times the size of some of the lisianthus that has been in the ground way longer. Okay, so behind the lisianthus and sunflowers are some of my summer annuals. This is the smallest patch I've ever planted of summer annuals. I basically have zinnias, cosmos, snapdragon, strawflower. I don't have a lot of other stuff back here. Part of it is a decision I made to grow less varieties just to try and simplify what I do. And the other thing is just that I got so behind on my work and I had to chuck a lot of the trays. They just didn't make it in the ground. So I do plan in the future to grow more annuals for the summer because there is some beautiful things, but it's not going to happen this year, and I'm okay with that because obviously when I originally said I was going to do a farm tour this week, I expected to have a really clean, tidy farm, because when you have company coming over to your place, you want your place looking good. But we still haven't finished weeding this area. It looks awful, but we did mulch it, so there's really not as many weeds as there looks. And hopefully my daughter, who's helping me weed this summer, is going to be hitting this area today, and it will look better very shortly. Okay, and beside that whole area is my chickens. They have not moved for a very long time and been hanging out in this area, as you can tell by the long grass in my lawn, and the rows that they're on. The cover crop is going to seed, which is funny. They're actually, I think, eating all the wheat that's going to seed there, which is great because I don't want that seed landing on the ground. Normally I would like to move them around a lot more, but I love my chicken tractor, but it is very heavy and awkward to move, and I actually need to turn it around so I can go back up the hill. We kind of brought it down the hill the wrong direction. And again, Bob's not able to help me with that. So, and I don't have a lot of extra time or space, that area that I want to move them to. So they've just kind of been sitting here, which I don't think they're that upset about it. This is my main lisianthus patch. A couple of the rows look great. Those are the rows that I planted first. And then most of the rows are really small. They're not dead, so I'm not like super upset as long as they decide to kick in. I actually would love a staggered harvest, like I said before. And I love September lisianthus. There's tons of weddings. Wedding designers love this flower. So it would be great to have a few rows go in August and the rest I can have for the month of September. As long as they get bigger and beef out. They are very, very small right now. So this is what they should look like. See, there's even some buds starting here, but this whole area should be this size. So again, I think I just really goofed on getting enough water on them. Okay, so this area of the farm has probably brought me the most joy this year. This spring, this summer, watching the dahlias pop out of the ground and survive the winter. These are my 3 rows that I overwintered under lots of leaves and a tarp. So pretty good survival. I think I'm at about 75% came back, and the areas that didn't come back are the areas that are the wettest. So I don't think I lost anything due to the freezing temperatures. I think I lost the tubers just from rotting because it was just too wet in my clay. So yeah, this is just so cool. Look, I already have dahlias blooming. My other dahlias are just coming out of the ground, which is normally, usually they're a little bit bigger. I'm a little bit behind this year, but I don't typically get blooms until, like nice blooms and nice stems till September. And that's never bothered me before. It's a nice bloom to have from September until frost. But this is really cool. If I can find some varieties that the bugs don't like, because the white flowers are just a bug magnet, and I typically always have them on my dahlias until September when I feel like the temperatures cool down and the bug population changes. I don't know. So I did spray this with compost tea. We're going to see if we can get the plants healthier. Maybe I have to put organza bags on them, but I hate doing that because that's so time consuming. Maybe I just never overwinter white dahlias and just say that's not going to work. But these this coral salmon, this is called Linda's Baby here. It's an early blooming dahlia. I love the color. The bugs are not eating it. I'm just so excited to have blooms already, and it's only mid-July. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. There was not Japanese beetles on this color until this morning. Every flower has one bug on it. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Okay, these are my other dahlia rows, and you're like, where are they? They are popping out of the ground. I think with some decent water, they'll grow quite fast, and I think this will be the most beautiful area come September. So welcome to what I think might become one of my favorite spots on the farm in the future. Last week it wasn't at all. It was like covered in weeds, but this has been my project this week. So I'm really happy with how far I've gotten in the heat and the humidity because it has been hot. The weeds were really big because I had mulched these rows. So the weeds that got through the mulch were just really happy, had a lot of space and got really large. And there was a lot of weeds on the pathway, so they were easy to pull. So in a couple days, I managed to get up to the eucalyptus. I haven't finished weeding them. I'm actually putting water on them right now because it's just so dry in this area. So not a great eucalyptus crop this year, which is a bummer. But I think I just dropped the ball on getting enough water on them. It's just too hard to get water on everything when we're having such a dry summer. But my goal here is I have room for a lot more perennials. I'm just every year trying out a few because they're expensive to buy in. This is a row of Fama scabiosa, white and blue. I love Fama scabiosa. So I just want rows of perennials I love, full 50-foot rows because it looks beautiful, it makes me happy. And if it's a good flower, then obviously what makes a good flower is a flower that sells. So I love Fama scabs. I can use it for market and the designers like it. I also put in a row of lavender. This is a new variety for me. I haven't grown lavender in a number of years, so I'm really hoping this variety is more winter hardy than the other ones I've tried in the past. So this year I added in another row of phlox because, you know, I love phlox. I added in some Peter Cottontail yarrow. Not sure what I think about this yet. I also added in some calamint. This is white cloud variety. I've also added in some applemint again. I've also added a few plants of purple veronica. I do have pink and white already, which are going to get moved to fill in this row, but they are in the opposite corner of the field. And then I've added in baby's breath. I don't know why I don't like baby's breath, but I'm trying 2 different kinds just to see if I've changed my mind. And then I put in 2 echinaceas. I actually forget the name of them, but I love them. I'm really happy so far with them. One's a little bit oranger and one's a little bit more salmony, I think. I don't know what the color is. And then at the end, I'm trying a loosestrife out. So you can't feel the temperature out here, but it is like cool, refreshing. There's no more smoke, there's no more humidity. It's the end. I just got back from market. I'm wrapping this video up a little bit early, but today the temperature went from the hot, humid air mass to this beautiful, gorgeous weather, and I think the whole weekend is going to be this nice. But yeah, Bob and I hope to take off tomorrow and go to Toronto. I really want to go see the Toronto Blue Jays play, so we're gonna get away from the farm for a day, so I'm super excited. So I'm wrapping this up a little bit earlier, but I'm doing it out here because I thought I would show you this final back bed on my flower farm. It is still the neglected and forgotten flower bed. I think I had mentioned all these plans of keeping cover crop in it, moving my perennials, moving the ornamental grass. That all still needs to be done. I did do 1 round of cover crops in there, but I still have a bunch of perennials to move out of there into the perennial bed up front, and I have to decide what I'm going to do with the ornamental grass. But anyways, it doesn't all look beautiful here. It is what it is, and I keep plugging away at it. But yeah, market was good today. I was super thankful that the cooler air moved in throughout the day. So it was hot this morning, but most of market was manageable. Still warm, but not too bad. And it was windy, but not crazy windy, and there was no rain. So lots of people came out. So it was a good day. I had a lot of sunflowers. I finally cleared my cooler of all peonies. So peonies are gone. I am done until next June. There was a lot more in the cooler than I thought I had. So there was just way too many peonies for market, but I'm done. I just want them gone. People loved them, and yeah, end of peony season for 2025. And I also brought a good amount of flowers to the collective. I'm really happy with my sales there, but this is the first week. I forgot some of the orders. There was a bucket I left on my workspace counter. I don't know how I did it. I'm just thankful that Bob was with me. He had time. We came back and he had time to bring the last bucket to Heather's. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful when I load the van that I get everything in it, so we're not driving back and forth. But yeah, it's good sales though, good sales at market, good week. I'm happy that we're gonna enjoy some cooler weather this weekend. I'm excited to go away tomorrow with Bob. I'm very thankful that you watched my flower farm tour this week, and for hitting that like button and subscribing. I really appreciate all the views, and hope to see you again next time.